Let's start with him. That is Dr. Kjell Lindgren. He was born in Taipei, Taiwan, but spent most of his childhood overseas in England, which he very much appreciated. You'll hear more from him about that. He was an instructor and jump master with the U.S. Air Force Academy and also has a doctorate in medicine, and he served as a flight surgeon for NASA. After he was chosen as an astronaut, Lindgren flew on Soyuz and spent 141 days in space during Expedition 44 and 45. He has a wife and 3 children, and today, Megan, he is the commander of Crew Dragon.
That's right. He is going to make an outstanding commander. He's a wonderful, talented person, obviously experienced at living and working in space, but also just a really good human. He's going to be looking out for his crewmates.
And 3 hours, 45 minutes. The side hatch is now open, and we are on schedule.
And they're very lucky to have him as their leader.
Up next is fellow airman Bob Hines. There he is with his visor open, communicating with his suit tech. He was born in Fayetteville, North Carolina. He has a wife and 3 daughters. He has a Master of Science in Aerospace Engineering and served 21 years in the U.S. Air Force as a test pilot. He was also a fighter pilot. He flew the F-15E. He came to NASA as a research pilot, where he flew science missions in our WB-57. Today, he's going into space for the very first time as the pilot for NASA SpaceX's Crew-4. Megan, you were the pilot for Crew-2. It's a position you know well.
That's right. It's an extremely important role, Daryl, as I'm sure you know.
Of course, because you did it.
I first got to interact actually with Bob when he was an instructor pilot for T-38 for the Astronaut Corps. And so flying with him was always a pleasure. He's always calm and collected no matter what the circumstances, which is exactly the person that you want piloting any vehicle that you're in. And they're going to make a great team today.
He did look quite calm in that shot, quite steady. This guy has flown so many aircraft, and we'll hear more about that in his bio a little bit later on. Now let's introduce you to the 2 mission specialists, Jessica Watkins, and there she is, looking calm and collected and not moving very much, but very focused, I imagine. She considers Lafayette, Colorado, her hometown. A talented rugby player in college. Her team won the national championship in 2008 when she was with her university. I believe it was Sanford. Watkins was a postdoctoral fellow in the Division of Geological and Planetary Sciences at the California Institute of Technology. She completed several internships with NASA, including one testing system designs for the Mars Perseverance mission at JPL. She became an astronaut in 2017, a turtle. We'll talk more about that. And now, just like Bob, she's going into space for the very first time. This is a brand new experience for her.
Yep, it's a bit of a turtle takeover, I think, is what we're experiencing on Space Station right now. But Jessica is an outstanding crew member. It's been fun to get to know her since she arrived with her classmates. Just tremendous amount of knowledge that she brings. Can be very focused and serious on the task at hand, but boy, when she smiles, it really lights up the room. I think this crew is going to have a lot of fun together.
It sure does. And as she motions towards her suit, calling over the suit tech, what are you communicating with them about?
So it depends a little bit. They're going to be asking you how things fit, how they feel, how you can hear, if you're having any problems with the communications system, as well as with the cooling system. So there's a variety of things that they could be checking at this point.
The second mission specialist is Samantha Cristoforetti. She was born in Milan, Italy, but now lives in Cologne, Germany with her partner and 2 children. In 2006, she earned her fighter pilot wings and flew the AMX attack fighter at a base in Italy. In 2013, Cristoforetti launched into space aboard a Soyuz for a long-duration space flight to the International Space Station, so she has quite a bit of experience aboard station. Several years later, she was awarded the Knight Grand Cross of the Order of Merit from the President of Italy, and today she returns to space and the space station with Crew-4.
Another very impressive resume, but also really just a great person to be around. So they're going to really work well together. They've gotten to spend several months together training and getting to know one another. And I think this mix of experience and skills is going to blend really well and make for a successful crew.
We've got a couple astronauts standing up, and you can see they're still attached to a blue box that's sitting there right next to their seat. What is that, Megan, and what purpose does it serve?
That blue box is providing cooling air for them as they're moving around. You do can get quite warm in that suit, and so they're sort of preemptively making sure that the crew members are not going to get overheated during this wait time.
And each of these 4 crew members will be part of Expedition 67 once they arrive at the International Space Station, getting some final fit checks there for Chell, as his suit tech is taking care of it, making sure there's, as you said, Megan, no hot spots. Want to be comfortable when you're getting ready to launch. So now let's check in with our team monitoring preparations for launch at SpaceX headquarters in Hawthorne, California. We're going to NASA's Dan Hewitt and SpaceX's Jesse Anderson. Take it away.
Hey, thanks, Daryl, and hi, everybody. Good evening. I'm Dan Hewitt. Thrilled to be back here at Hawthorne for another crew launch.
Yeah, and I'm Jesse Anderson, a production engineering manager here at SpaceX, and per usual, super excited about Crew-4 today. Welcome to Mission Control in Hawthorne. This is where the teams are staffed around the clock as we count down to liftoff. Now, on console or headset in Mission Control are 6 key positions. The mission director is in charge of the room and tasked with making real-time decisions to ensure mission success. The person that you'll hear talking to the astronauts is the crew operations and resources engineer, which you'll hear us refer to as the core throughout the broadcast. The additional positions are focused on vehicle systems, including avionics, navigation and control, software, propulsion, life support, and communication with ground support teams.
And NASA has its own team members back in Mission Control Houston. We're going to check in there a little bit later, where they're preparing the space station for Crew Dragon's arrival. And we're going to meet several of those key players when we do check in.
Now, today's ride to the space station will take about 22 hours, with Dragon flying autonomously the entire way. And just like autopilot on a commercial aircraft, the crew always has the ability to take manual control of the spacecraft if needed. Now, at T-minus 3 hours and 39 minutes until liftoff, let's go to Andy Tran for an update on the launch countdown. How's it going so far, Andy?
Things are going good, Jesse. We are coming up on T-minus 3 hours and 30 minutes, and things are going well for launch. At T-minus 4 hours, there was a briefing by the SpaceX launch director, and good news, there's really nothing significant to report on the rocket. Everything is looking really good for tonight. Earlier in the night, the team began clearing the hazard area and buildings around Pad 39A, known as the Blast Danger Area, or BDA. The only people remaining on the pad are the ones needed for ingress of the astronauts, and crew arrival is expected to happen in about an hour. At the launch pad, Falcon 9 is powered on, and we're currently monitoring telemetry and pressurizing gas storage vessels. Engine and stage checkouts were also performed several hours ago. On top of Falcon 9, the Dragon spacecraft is ready for the crew. Functional checkouts were performed, and most recently, the Dragon propellant system was pressurized to final flight pressure about an hour ago. Currently, all spacecraft systems are a go. Launch range is also ready to support and working no issues at the time. The weather is cooperating as we continue to count down to liftoff. So again, everything is looking great for tonight's liftoff. With that, I'm going to send it back over to Daryl and Megan.
All right, thank you very much, Andy. It's now T-minus 3 hours and 37 minutes and counting here at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida as we cruise around the desk here. The crew ate breakfast a little after 9 p.m. last night. Medical checks then followed, and then less than an hour ago, they got a weather briefing to make sure they were all good.